Welcome back. This is History Surfer. It's Dr. A. Happy Labor Day. It's what I'm doing on my Labor Day down here. The beaches are really crowded. All kinds of things are happening. But I wanted to share some more stuff with you all. Try to keep my channel going. Don't forget to subscribe before I begin. I have to make sure I start saying that. I need you to start subscribing so I can keep doing this. But today we're going to talk about Lantana. The city of Lantana is one of the oldest places in Palm Beach County. I don't think people realize that. And it's a really interesting place to visit as far as the history, although sadly there's not a lot of historical markers there for people who are interested in that. But some of the basic things that begin to happen in Palm Beach County is we see after the 1840s, the Homestead and Occupation Act, that was at the end of the Seminole War, Indian War. I've already mentioned that in a previous video. They began to come here because they were getting land grants of 160 acres. That's quite a bit, you know, and so they're coming here. And one of the most fascinating stories is certainly centered around the Lantana Hypoluxo area, the Barefoot Mailman, which I will talk about next week. So I decided to, you know, kind of do that once I had finished and completed talking about Lantana. Lantana was named after a plant, the lantana flower. And it was originally, the original person who lived in Lantana was actually an E.R. Bradley, but not the famous one from Palm Beach. There's another famous E.R. Bradley in this area. This one came from Chicago, and he actually was settled in a place just north of East Ocean Avenue. He was actually, in fact, one of the Barefoot Mailmen. But it's really the Lyman family who's credited with being the founding family of Lantana. And the Lymans are the ones who have established the first store. It was an Indian trading post. They also had they had a post office. And so they're an important founding family. You're going to see today in my video what's their older house. It's still there and still in use. They came in 1884 from Canada. Built their house in 1889, and they today that is a restaurant. It's called the Key Lime House. It's really beautiful, all placed on the water, and you'll see it in you know, my video after I start this here today. But I did want to mention the town of Lantana and do more than mention it, pay it a little more credit for, because some major things happened there. For instance, they had a big tuberculosis hospital. A.G. Hawley was kind of the thing that brought most of the settlers into Lantana, was that hospital. Surprisingly enough, people thought the town wouldn't survive without it, and it has been torn down, and you can see that. It's across the street from Evergreen Cemetery, which I'm going to go to today. Interesting too was the fact that the first original mayor in 1921 was a woman, very progressive of Lantana. Women had just received the right to vote in 1920. So to have a female mayor, in fact the next mayor would be a woman as well, is an interesting fact about the town of Lantana. In addition to that, you cannot forget that Generoso Pope established in 1971 the National Enquirer was published and the headquarters was there in Lantana. And for anybody who remembers, I don't know, there's some of you hopefully that are watching that are locals like me. I've been here most of my life. There was the National Enquirer Christmas tree, was the big event of the year for kids. It was amazing, and I always think that I wish I had photos of it, but I do not. But still, if you look it up, you'll see it was touted as being the largest Christmas tree in the world, and they had this huge train set up. It was amazing. It was so much fun. But Lantana today is a beautiful little town undergoing lots of renovations. Hopefully its history won't be forgotten. Have a great day. Everybody enjoy your Labor Day holiday. Peace out. Don't forget to subscribe to me so I can keep doing this. I'm really enjoying sharing the history stuff with everyone. I hope that some of you are as interested in Florida history as I am. Peace out. All right, we're standing here in front of what's called today the old Key Lime House. But this is the original home of the Lyman families. The Lyman family, this house was built in 1889, are the ones who are considered the founding family of Lantana. This was where they had a store It was called the Indian Trading Post, and they actually established a post office down here. It's on the water. I know you can't see that view. It is, like I said, a restaurant now, and it is a functioning restaurant, but it's early and it's not open yet. But there you have it. What is the possibly oldest property? Oh, there's one more that's older, but one of the oldest properties here in Lantana. Okay, we're standing here in front of Evergreen Cemetery. You can see here the historical marker and one of the posts for the opening. There's 18 graves in here, and if you look at the sign, we'll look up closely, you'll see if you read it that these contain members of the founding families of the town of Lantana. Interestingly enough, this is also contains crew members from the shipwreck in Chulva, and also members of the African American community. They believe even that there were some victims of the 1928 hurricane here. So I'll just walk through briefly so you can just see what it's like. It's a beautiful spot, almost across the street. I'll pan over there from where the old A.G. Holly Hospital was. That's been torn down now. But you can see here the little grave marker. So let's walk inside real quickly. The earliest grave is from 1892. And there's a big marker for the Lyman family. And here's the Lymans, the founding family of Lantana. Rain dog's with me. See him there walking. And here is for, oh, it's a baby's grave. 1898, born May 10th, died May 18th. I love cemeteries. I know people think that's weird, but as historians, you know, we like this because you remember the past. The last people buried here were in 1950. We're standing in the back of the old Key Lime house, the Lyman house. I just wanted to show you the back, and you can see here today you can come by water and you can sit outside, and there's a tiki bar on the side, but that is the original spot for the house. Here on this side, as I pan over, it's a small marina, and it's also where the boat ramp. I'm going to walk over there. There's the public boat ramps in Lantana. The sun's right in the way, so sorry. But there's the bridge that goes across. We'll go across that bridge eventually. But you can see here a little spot to eat. Really good local breakfast spot. We're on the west side of the bridge. This is actually quite a new bridge. It's just been put in within the last few years. And this was called Lantana Point. When they automated the bridge from the original bridge was wood, and the bridge tender lived in the middle. It was a turn crank. You know, you had to turn the crank to open the bridge. When they automated that bridge tender's house was moved here, actually pretty close to where I'm standing. Today it's no longer here. You can see there's a little rest area, restroom there, but it was, I remember, it was a little wooden house, and it became the women's club, and then it became the public library. And my parents, we lived on the other side of the bridge in a condo, and we used to come here, and I used to go to the library here, but it's gone now. Walking on Ocean Avenue West. we're on the east side of the bridge, and we're coming up to where the beach would be. This is the public beach. So if you go straight ahead, you go right into the public parking lot. And on the right hand side is Palm Beach. It's a resort. Used to be the Ritz, but now there's Lantana Municipal Beach. There's a great restaurant here, the Dune Deck Cafe. Really good breakfast food, but a really nice little beach here in Lantana. For anyone who's interested, these are some good books about Lantana and the region around it, Lake Worth. The Charles Pierce, the book Pioneer Life in Southeast Florida on the right, is really an interesting story about the beginning of the area. And Mary Linehan's book is specifically about Lantana. Enjoy.